Thanks for joining us for our news updates. My name is Tandy Wemzumara. Pope Francis has asked people to pray after 46 migrants were found dead in a Texas trailer track on Monday. In a social media post on Tuesday, the Holy Father expressed sorrow over the news of the tragedy, calling on everyone to pray together for these brothers and sisters who died following their hope of a better life, and for each and everyone that the Lord might open our hearts so these misfortunes never happen again. The migrants were found dead in an abandoned tractor trailer in San Antonio, Texas on the evening of June 27th. 16 other people were hospitalized, including 4 children. Political commentator George Perry has advised the Democratic Progressive Party (DPP) to address the continued internal scramble for leadership, which is draining its morale. The development comes as yesterday a faction that is sympathetic to estranged party Vice President Kondwani Nkrumah obtained a court injunction stopping George Chabonda's election as leader of opposition in parliament. Following the court order, Nkrumah remains leader of opposition, contrary to what a DPP caucus resolved over the weekend at its president Peter Mutharika's residence in Mangochi. In reaction to this, Perry is tipping the party's members to come to terms with each other if they are to make any impact on the country's political landscape. Malawi's debt stock has jumped to 6.38 trillion kwacha, up by 13% from 5.65 trillion kwacha in 2021, which is equivalent to 62% of 2021-2022 GDP, according to the annual public debt report of 2021 to 2022 by the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs. At the end of March 2022, $3.64 billion, or 29% of GDP, was external debt, while the total domestic debt amounted to 3.41 trillion kwacha, up by 33% from 2.56 trillion kwacha registered as at the end of June 2021. The report has attributed the increase to high deficit in financing and debt refinancing requirements during the period. The Center for Democracy and Economic Development Initiative said it has asked government to change the bidding system for taxpayers or donor-funded projects in order to prevent abuse of public funds. The call comes amid CDED's key findings from the review of 9 contracts awarded by the Roads Authority, which the Human Rights-Centered organization carried out between April and June 2022. Presenting the findings earlier today in Lilongwe, CDED Executive Director Sylvester Namiwa recommended that ARA officials should be penalized for their deliberate mistakes, which they benefit from at the expense of loss of billions from taxpayers. Namiwa has added that there is a need for the establishment of public infrastructure master plan to ensure that projects are predictable, unlike being at the mercy of politicians. And in other news, South African scientists have urged the government to bring back some coronavirus curbing measures after the country recorded its first case of monkeypox. The plea from the National Institute for Communicable Diseases (NICD) comes a week after South Africa ended mandatory mask wearing, border checks for COVID-19, and size limits on social gatherings. Health Minister Joe Phaahla recently confirmed that a 30-year-old Gauteng man tested positive for monkeypox last week. He said the patient has no travel history and the virus could not have been acquired outside South Africa. And that's about what we had time for in this edition of our news updates, but do stay tuned to Luntha TV for more news updates and for the rest of our programs. My name is Tandy Wemzumara. Good afternoon.